Hey guys, Rafer here, and today I'm going to talk about Bodies in Motion by Robert Baird, and I forgot, I need to fiddle with the brightness and then there's less glare, so then you can kind of see it as opposed to not seeing it at all. But I'll put a freaking better link to the cover of it, because it actually is an adorable cover. Um, and so this is going to be mostly just I guess a spotlight or promo kind of dealio rather than a dead set review. Mostly because I tried recording one and then I rambled a bit and it was just like a bit of a fucking mess. So, but I do want to talk about it because it would be a bit hard to kind of know about it unless you know about Robert Baird and his work. So Bodies in Motion came out in 2016. Hey guys, just cutting in here. I forgot to do this at the start of the video. So, to get a copy of Bodies in Motion, it's not really on any like ebook site or anything like that. It's self-published by Robert Baird, and it's not as confusing as when I went and looked it up. So he's got a whole write up on his Sofo page of how he does it. But basically, you send him some money through PayPal. So pay what you want. So if you want to pay a couple dollars or $10 like me, I kind of want to pay a little bit more because I really enjoyed it, but you pay however you feel it's worth, and then I put in the notes what format I wanted, but you can ask for a whole range, or you can message him if there's something he doesn't do, and then I put in the notes the email address I wanted it sent to. And then, it was a couple of hours or something. I felt really bad because I did it, and then I looked at his Twitter. He was like apparently sick at the time, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should have waited a day. But no, it was pretty quick, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty much simple. So yeah, if you don't have PayPal, I'm sure you can message him or email him and try and work something out. But yeah, basically you just send him some money and ask for it. Yeah. And it's got 7 stories of male, female, erotic, mostly erotic. I'd say like a good half of them lean towards heavy on erotic than just on the story, and then the other half lean more on the story, which is also really cool. So you got a little bit of everything there. It is mostly canine as well. So I think 6 of the 7 stories have knots. I think the only one that doesn't have it is because the canine in that story is a chick. She doesn't have a knot. But yeah, she's an African wild dog, which is super sexy. I think she's one of the hottest characters in the anthology. Not anthology, the collection. Sorry. But yeah, so so it's definitely the most varied in terms of I guess like settings and themes. Mostly just settings, actually, not themes. I'm getting them mixed up. But mostly in settings. There's settings and universes. That's what I want to say. You got this magic and steampunk kind of universe, which is pretty cool. It's was it By the Rails on the Railroad? Was that the universe or something like that? And it was actually really intriguing. I quite like the story. It's a bit like Agatha Christie kind of mystery kind of thing with Alfie. I can't remember his name. This Red Fox character. I loved him. So the other standouts were the Devon Casey stories, which is Tricks and what was it? On the Way Home, The Long Way Home. I really got something like that. Have Some Fun Tonight. I was way off. That was a really cool one. So I really quite liked Dev early on because it's the first story in the collection. I really liked him as a character, and then at the end I found that we go back to them. It's like, oh, okay, so what happened after their Grand Theft Auto scheme? I know they got away, but are they really that well off and safe? And it was actually really interesting, and I think that one had its own universe. I'll just check, because I think a lot of them there. He's written in the universe before, so so Trix is the Star Patrol universe. So that's one thing I really like about this is it's a really good I guess, showcase of like his work and his universes. Because I think I mean, if I go look into it, there's probably like every universe he's kind of written is there's a story for it, and that's the thing. Other than the tying theme of the collection, which is transportation and obviously sex in transportation, so like sex and space yachts on the train, in a plane that's crashed had a controlled crash on the sea. There's the airship one, the 18th century one, and then there's one I'm forgetting that was probably a bit more exotic. I don't think they fuck in a car. I think there's no car fucking. Actually, when I think about it. But using that little segue, I think definitely my favourite story in the anthology is Next Exit. Oh fuck! I forgot the. Is it Next Exit Camelot? Yeah, Next Exit Camelot. That was definitely my standout favourite. I really liked Art. I can't remember what Art's short for. Aaron, who's this knight errant, this husky knight errant, and like he sounds super cool. I mean, bit of a stoner head and just a bit of just a drifter, but it's really interesting. I quite liked his character. It was definitely the most fun to go on his holy, not really quest, but his honourable quests across the US in the late 70s or mid 70s or wherever you want to put it. So his honourable quests across the US in the 70s or late 70s or wherever you want to put it. And it definitely has, I think, one of the most hottest sex scenes, erotic scenes in it. But yeah, it's definitely my highlight of it. Despite the shocking normalization of gun violence in this one stop he has, and I'm just like, whoa, the guy's got a fucking revolver just waving around, shooting out windows, and everyone's like, oh, he just does this. I'm like, someone help. Oh yeah, one thing that's like at the end, like, oh, the police is like, they finally Art saves the day by getting the police to kind of arrest this guy. Long story short, guy loses it at this drag race, and the chick that works at the diner, she's like, oh, the police have been looking for a reason to lock him up because he's like the mayor's son or something for a while now. And I'm like, it's not the aggravated assault with the revolver, not that's not good enough reason, but the even more aggravated assault while driving, I guess. Maybe, but still, it's like, but yeah, I think that's mostly just it. I think, the main reason why I was having trouble talking about it so much is that a lot of these universes and, I guess, themes, like, I'm not wholly familiar with. Like, I got lost with the, what was the title of that story? The one with the magic and Victorian era High Stakes. I got lost on High Stakes because there's all the talk of the railroad, and I thought, I'm like, okay, they're on a train. Like, no, they're on a boat, and then they got on another boat, and yeah, like, I was getting, it's something that once I'm more familiar with a universe like that, I'll find it easier to put myself in it, and I won't have to consistently, like, stop myself and, okay, what's going on here? Like, well, I'll kind of live it, there's like a swim in it or something like that. And then the other one that kind of failed, mostly, pretty much on my part, was Reckless. Because that one was recommended by Husky Deer, his friend of mine. And I like spy stuff. I like, World War II setting, contemporary. Well, it turns out it wasn't contemporary. It was diesel punk, which I'd never really heard of. And then, like, I looked it up and, like, oh, it's a bit like Fallout, but instead of nuclear technology, it's like diesel. Like, at least that's kind of what I was getting. And yeah, there's the things like the unmanned fighter planes and then the giant aircraft carrier monstrosity, and I'm like, oh, we're not in Kansas anymore. So like, that was like just a bit jarring because, like, oh, okay, I'm not where I thought I was. And yeah, because and also because a lot of my podcasts are converging around well, the main one I actually finding time to listen to is this Cold War one, and they're talking a lot about the French Indochina War, and that kind of close to that. More that geographic reason rather than just the time period, but it's still kind of there. And so I'm like, there's dropping names like these colonels and commanders, and I'm like, I go look them up, and they're not real people, and I'm like, why are they not real people? This is contemporary. It's like, I'm just not getting it. I'm just like, what the fuck? But no, it's one that and once I read more of, and I'll look it up what the universe is for, high stakes. The Iron Road running universe. Once I read more of his work in that universe, and I give Reckless the time it deserves. Oh, what was that? Oh my god, I was thinking this. The Einstein quote or something that's in like the Civ games. Where it's like it's something about a motorist giving a passerby a kiss isn't giving the kiss the time it deserves, or something like that. So like, I'm not giving Reckless the time it deserves as a story by like reading it like as part of this collection. You know, like it's something that, you know, when I've got time to kill, or I think, yeah, this is what I wanted to get. Oh, nice segue, me. Where it's like, this is a really good anthology to read while you're waiting for the plane or waiting for something, because they're not long stories. I think Reckless is definitely the longest one, though that's probably just me thinking that rather than actual word count. But no, they're actually pretty cool, like, because you can knock them over in definitely like less than an hour, some of them, and they read pretty well. They scan pretty well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. As you probably just saw, I put how you order it earlier on, but no, totally grab it. And also check out a bunch of his works on Sofur. I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked at his Sofur, but I'm pretty sure he's a very organised coyote. So they're all organised in folders and universes and whatever. Oh, I forgot to talk about my cool coyote rider theory. Oh well, I'll save that for another day. So I've been Rafer, and I'll catch you later.